Hey, what's up? This is Maiden. I have tried to record this video about 20 times, and because of Mercury retrograde, it's just I have to keep deleting it, and all kinds of things happen. So I'm gonna try to get the message out the best that I can before I have to delete this and start all over. And then it's not even Friday the 13th anymore. Because that's the whole reason I wanted to do this video, and time is running out because it's almost Friday the 13th will be over. Not that that really matters that much, but I was being drawn to do this. So we all know, first of all, I just want to say thank you for hanging out with me and coming to check me out. I really, really greatly appreciate it. And I know my channel is kind of eclectic, and I do a lot of animals and nature stuff, but I'm also very into mysticism and tarot and spirituality and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, hopefully I'll be able to make more videos. I have been in the process of moving for a long time now. Hopefully I'll be moving soon and I'll have a better setup and space to do my readings with, because I tried with that little ass table over there and it just wasn't working. So I moved to the floor, but the problem is now you can't see the cards. And I tried doing it on my phone, and I don't have enough space, and I kept deleting everything, and anyway, so it's been a bit of a struggle, but nevertheless, I've got these cool cards, and they're just giving me so much messages, so many messages, that I have to share it. So, the energy, the current energy, let's just say, that I'm feeling, so I'm doing a collective reading for anyone who finds this, that you may be going through similar feelings, energy, whatever it may be. And I'm sure you know there's astrology and there's an eclipse and all of that. So I think what I'm seeing here with the cards, so I've got what came up was the 7 and 6 of Cups first. Okay, and this is definitely, she's dreaming, thinking of the different things, the different scenarios that could play out. Here she is, with a child, or this card to me, I mean, it's 6 of Cups, so to me it's inner child or past life energy. But it's like she's thinking of things that have happened in the recent past and also distant past, whatever scenarios she's found herself in. And it's also kind of like she's wishing, because this light back here, as soon as I pulled this card, intuitively I'm saying wish fulfillment. And I know it's not the card of wish fulfillment, but that's what I'm getting from it. It's like she's wishing for a peaceful exchange or a peaceful time. And what I'm getting from the other cards, well, let's do this one too. So this is another kind of, she's completely enveloped in the light, even in the darkness. So it's completely nighttime. I always, when I see this card, it looks to me like she's in a graveyard or a cemetery. I mean, I don't think she is. But it's like, she's surrounded by stone. And I feel like she's practicing magic, basically. She's taking what she may have learned in childhood and seeing if she can make something grow with it. That's why there's this little tiny plant growing. And then these animals are all like her spirit guides or soul family, whatever you refer to your help as. They could be people in your life. They could be, however you want to see that. But the animals are kind of cheering her on, like, yeah, you can do it, here's the light, and so they're drawn to it as well, knowing that she's got this light they're drawn to it, you know. And they're kind of feeding off of it also. So it's kind of like her practicing her magic. I don't even know what card that is. Oh, it's the, yeah. It's the Page of Pentacles. So yeah, she's a student. She's learning her magic, her own inner magic. This flower or this plant is representative of that. And, you know, just how she's holding her hands and everything. So she's practicing. She's taking what she's learned in the past, what she learned as a child, and practicing her light. That's what I see those as. Now, then we have, and this is, you know, a collective message. Like I've done this intro so many times. I'm sorry if it's disjointed, but, you know, this is very off the cuff. And it was supposed to be a brief collective message, but I keep redoing it and doing it and redoing it. So I'm just going with it now. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. And this is always, so we've got all of the signs kind of represented in here. Obviously the, what is that, a bull? A ram, bull, Taurus. The lion. And I think, you know, it's kind of representative of the whole zodiac. I always think of a museum or like an old library or museum with this card, and it just says to me, like, this is kind of what's in the basement. I don't know. It's kind of like what's stored away. So the knowledge, I mean, here we have animals in this one, and then we have animals in this one. So, and then the light. I mean, the light's been being shown on this, which is, I always think of it like a clock, but I know it's not a clock, but that's what it reminds me of. Like, you know, when you're in like an old library or museum or something, and they have like a clock. I think it's a compass, but I mean, I don't know. No, it's not a compass. What am I saying? It's all the zodiac signs, symbols, and then here they are represented. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's the wheel. So again, this plays into what I was saying about here. This is what she's kind of thinking about. This is all the different options. These are all the different zodiac, and then the wheel. So she's learning how to take all the elements, all the best parts, all the best options, and make light out of that knowledge. Okay, that's what we'll go with that. But then here, so this was what was really bugging me out, really tripping me out. And how do I show you? So it's like, this is what I pictured. Like, this was telling me a whole story. So here she is. She's sitting calmly, looking out into the ocean, but, you know, in her mind, there's this going on here. And it's all this like peaceful type of energy here with this. So she's thinking of this, and then she's got this kind of in her head too. And then, okay, so she comes out of this little dreamy state here. And look at her face in this one. She's clearly worried. And I think this is like the apprehension of change. What do you call that? What do you call that? What is the word I'm looking for? Irreparable change? Life changes. irreparable life changes are making her anxious. So she's going down, and then this is what I pictured. So she's going down, and this is like her light is shining on this, and she's like, okay, like she's worried because even though she can see these animals and everything, and they're inanimate. I mean, they're not like live animals that are going to attack her or anything, but her light is shining on this zodiac and this wheel. She knows the change is coming. There's no going back. She can go upstairs, blow the candles out, whatever. This change is still going to happen. It's coming. And this is what she's fearing. That's what she's fearing. So, and this is not fun. This is pretty scary. Like, that look on her face is just terror. But it may be unwarranted. Because this light, she can create this to avoid this and this, because she remembers this and this. And I really saw, like, so if she takes this energy here and just goes running wildly, scaredly, she may end up here in the deep. Like, see, she's right here on the edge of the water here, because she's afraid of the wheel of change and what may occur when she goes down into this space. And the separation here is what always gets me with this card, because she could easily come up and then she's back into this energy where she's just enjoying life, hanging out with her cups here. And here, I mean, she's on the edge of the water here too. So she's not yet submerged, but she's contemplating what could be under here. Is it really this bad? Or also, does she have help? Someone to rescue her. So this card is interesting. And I'm telling the story how I'm seeing it in my head, or how I was seeing it. This card's interesting. It is the King of Wands. But I looked at it when these all came out. It's like, oh my gosh, she ran, she went underwater. I mean, the water is kind of a metaphor in my mind for the subconscious. So she, in the scope of shadow work, she is entering the subconscious here. Even though it's scary, she's in her head about it, she knows it's necessary. So she's apprehensive to go here. Could this be help? Or is he saving her just to throw her in this fire? I mean, that's terrifying to think about. Is he representative of a helping energy, or someone who will just turn on her, throw her in here? I mean, the way he's standing in front of that fire, you know, he could be, let me see his face. He could be, you know, just helping her dry out because she's, you know, been here. And then this one came out too, the Knight. And this is where I feel like he, you know, he was looking for her. Again, is he looking for her to help her, or to leave her here to be taken over by this? And then this came out too, which is the Knight of Swords. The fact that there were two knights, you know, Knight of Swords and Knight of Wands. Where'd he go? It's saying to me there is a choice between two energies. I mean, you know, even though these cards are depicting a male on these cards, and then also she's a female being saved by a male, I don't like that concept per se, but it could play out that way. This is a collective energy that I'm interpreting, so it could be there are two different options in love, in life, in whatever, and the middle is really her giving into this help, quote unquote. But is it, like I said, to help her by the warm fire and get dried off? Or is she going to be thrown in and left out? Or eaten by these horrible, massive crab, disgusting things. I don't know. They look like crabs to me. Are they crabs? It's like, what if giant crabs came off the beach and like took over? That would be pretty scary. But yeah, I don't know. I love these cards so much though. Okay, so that was my little story of that. But and then it could be too, it's like she's coming down the stairs and she passes out or something. And he comes to her rescue or something. I don't like the rescue option. I don't like that. But I really, really, really like this one. You know, she looks like the girl from House on Haunted Hill. I think that was it. But it's like she's in this world here, this subconscious, what do you want to call that? The subconscious realm, the underworld. It's not really underworld because it's water. She's delving deep. She's doing the deep work, but she doesn't want to get so lost in this that she misses out on anything here. You know what I mean? So it's like she's like, I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to go here, even though it makes me feel like this. And this. But this could be the outcome. being at peace with whatever she finds here. Yeah. And there, she's at peace here too. So, I mean, I like these cards. And I'm gonna also, let's see, I'm gonna do an oracle message for this. Just to see what else this says about shadow work, the full moon, the eclipse. You know, I think the eclipse is really going to highlight that subconscious element to our psyche. I think that's kind of like a no-brainer. I think anybody could pretty much know that or see that. If you have the tendency to look at messages like that in that way. I mean, that's how I interpret it every time I see that card. It's, you know, she's clearly worried. We are clearly worried about what we might find in that basement. That's all the different elements. I just hate Five of Pentacles. It's like my least favorite card. But the stained glass, it's like, even with all this icky, yucky, you've got the beautiful stained glass here. And the same thing with this. It's the unknown, it's freaky, it's scary. That's why I like that they're like kind of separated here. Like this little, you know, line here. It's like she doesn't want to be missing out. This is, you know, I always look at Five of Pentacles like FOMO, fear of missing out. It's like she's missing out on life while she's in this realm, but at the same time, what she comes up out of it with, it's like hopeful with the stained glass. It's this, you know, she's gonna come out of it with this peace offering to herself, to her inner child, or to herself, or to ourselves. Forgiveness. And I look at this as forgiveness too. It's like whatever we find here that we're scared of, that we're really trying to run from, it's really not worth running, because it'll be like this little seed of hope with the light here and a learning. What does it want to say? Learning, a beautiful little, what do you call that? A blossom of learning. Okay, let me just do an oracle. Our collective. Friday the 13th, the eclipse, full moon. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool time. I don't know. I have my Vedic. I think I'm Scorpio and Vedic or something. I don't know. But Scorpio doesn't really scare me. I don't like this card, but this is very Scorpio to me. He's like the dark night. Yeah, and when I was doing my other videos and I kept having to redo them, I was mentioning in them, it's been such a pain in the butt because of the Mercury retrograde crap. Like, I've had lights flickering in here all night. I finally turned that light off because it was just flickering. Okay, so we've got All right, and I like to try to correlate this. So I think with the Patience card, this is speaking to me with this Page of Pentacles, because we're learning. There's a learning process going on here with this energy. Through the fog, there is this light here, and the same thing with the darkness. She's learning how to create that, even with all of this surrounding, whatever is surrounding you. There's a light that we can focus on, and to be patient with ourselves through that process, because we are learning to do this. This, is that a stork? Not a stork, crane? Those are representative of ancestors. Well, I mean, they can represent whatever you want them to represent for you, but for me, they represent ancestors, and I've gotten them in my readings before, especially when I've done ancestor readings. But anyway, I think with all of these animals, all of this, with this, for me, it just says to be patient. There's help in the process, and the light is here. We just need to focus on that. Remember, we're still learning. Give ourselves the benefit of the patience that we require to get through things in life. The different challenges, the different things that come up. If we are facing challenge through this time, we need to be patient with ourselves. I think that's what that's saying. Now with the growth, again, Page of Pentacles, toadstools. Four, 18, 8, 9. Because this is 18, this is 44. That's 8 and 9. So this one, she's evolving. She's transforming into this energy. It's almost like she's losing her old self. Not losing it, but transforming from it. So, patience is required when you're going through this type of process. A complete evolution of self. Yeah. That's pretty cool. And then this goes right along with it. The Aspen Spirit. What number is that? 3? Courage. Now the butterflies, of course there's all kinds of animals and everything in these cards, but this one in particular is butterflies, and there's butterflies here too. So again, that's very, transformational type of energy. And I think with this here, courage is required, because really we may be scared of this whole thing coming crashing down, but just beyond it is a beautiful structure just waiting to be discovered. Within ourselves, it's all surrounded by this beautiful, abundant growth. The structure could be seen as ourselves. I like it. I also see this card, I mean, as home, you know, through the woods, through the trees. It's still standing. The structure's still standing. It's like after a night of terror or darkness, dark night of the soul, something like that. And then the daybreak, here comes the light to shine on the structure, still standing. Or built all over again, rebuilt, brand new. But even though it looks old, though, it looks like an old castle. That's cool. And then Forest Temple, Enlightenment. This is like a beautiful door opening. After all of that, what number is this? 19. Breaks down to 10. It's perfect that that comes at the end. The Enlightenment card. I don't know, I live in the forest, so all these forest references are right up my alley. I love it. This golden, hold on. The light's shining here, golden. Yeah, the golden energy is really sticking out for me. The golden, yellowish energy. Courage, enlightenment, growth, patience. So, yeah, I mean, these all go together. I love how the sun is appearing in each of these in its own way. I mean, here the sun is shining on her, so it's not really as prevalent, but she is in the light. Here, it's cutting through the fog. Here, it's shining through the trees, shining light on this structure that's still standing. And here, it's literally coming through and highlighting this doorway of enlightenment that's just waiting. Is that? I always look at this like, this looks like some kind of trophy or something. But I mean, obviously the scale of it is huge, and it's actually got a doorway, so it's almost like you win this with the patience and courage and growth. It's like this is your win. This is what you're coming away with. So I like these. I mean, I really like. I want to pull this with it. It's like a promise was made as a child or in another lifetime that this was going to be, you know, your birthright or your reward, enlightenment. And all of these are reflective of the light being shown. I mean, even here, you know, he's got a torch. Even the moonlight, you know, coming here. Here she's got, this goes right with the courage. You have to have the courage. Like, she's scared. She's definitely concerned and scared. Which one was courage? She's scared to go down these steps, you know, clearly. Here it is. But going down these steps, I mean, here, this is what's waiting. This is what's waiting. You know, so possibly this is where it all starts. It's delving into this with courage and patience. The enlightenment will come. Yeah, that's why I like it. So, wow, I think that's pretty cool. I love those cards. I mean, yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. So, let me know what y'all think. Also, what else was I gonna say? Oh, I did want to do that. Okay, let me just do this real quick too. Sorry. Yeah, I'll just do this too, because we'll see if this coincides with this message. Because, I mean, yeah, we already know we're going to be doing shadow work. It's inevitable, right? We have to do it all the time if we're on a journey to enlightenment, which those cards just clearly reiterated. The journey to enlightenment through the subconscious, having courage to face fears of what the unknown might be. It's a crazy time in our world right now. There's a lot of tower moments through this process, the journey to enlightenment, and whatever that means for each of us. So, of course, this is going to be different in how it plays out in your life, depending on where you are in your journey. And, you know, I like, there's like so much information now. I remember when I first started my enlightenment journey, I guess you would say, it was really just focusing, or what the information I was running across was really just focusing on law of attraction, and there wasn't a whole lot of like really in-depth discussion about shadow work or anything. There was no real accountability with that. So I like that all the information is more available now, really. So this is a heal yourself card. Let's see what we may need to be healing in addition to this subconscious, unconscious work. Sadness. That's the card, the number 5 card. Get you one more. I usually do 3, but let me see if I want to come out. Sadness. Okay. Okay. This is cool because as soon as I saw this, pride, it made me think of this. So, a version of her, whether she's becoming this side or this side, you know, a version of her has to die for her to transform. Pride has to die for us to be humble. You know, we have to let that go. We have to let pride go. Yes, we can still be confident, secure in ourselves, but in order to really truly grasp ego death, we have to let go of pride. To be too prideful is a sin, some people would say, and if you believe in that, then you know that's something that you would focus on. But yeah, this card, I've never pulled this one. I'm just looking at it. But then we have healing. It's sad. So I think, it's pretty self-explanatory. Regrets, sadness. There's death that we will encounter on this earth. Whether that's ego death in our own journey or actual death of loved ones that leads us into sadness and grief. Parts of ourselves, we do lose parts of ourselves, and we need to heal that. Or else we will be prideful, and we won't have the enlightenment that we're seeking, or we won't be, on our path, our soul path. But this takes growth to recognize pride, and it does cause sadness. Growth leads to healing, and so on and so forth. So these are pretty self-explanatory. I just like to see if these healing messages coincide with the messages that we pull with the oracle. Yeah, it takes courage to admit we've been prideful. It does. Okay. Now, the one last thing I'm going to do, because, all right, we've gotten those. We got the messages here. I like that this all kind of makes sense, because sometimes when you pull different decks and stuff, you just never know. But I'm going to read what it says about these healing messages. So healing is 21, sadness is 5, and pride is 7. So 21 is 3, 5, and 7. And let's see what they say. Because they give you prompts to do shadow work, which I like about this deck. So, let's see. Illness and pain in your body is a message for you to slow down. Look within and make important changes. That's this one. Take a few deep breaths and relax your body. Place your hands on an area in your body where you have pain. Ask your body, is there a message you want to give me? This message may come to you as thoughts, words, images, insights, feelings, memories, etc. Say, I call on my divine healing intelligence to help release all pain, blockages, and density from this area. Watch and feel as dense energy leaves your body. Say, I call on my divine healing intelligence to infuse this area with a green ray of light. I ask that all the immune mechanisms of my body be activated and my body now return to a state of perfect balance and health. Imagine a green light moving through your body and repairing it. Gently bring your awareness back to normal and open your eyes. So that's the healing card and the healing message. I'll just put it up here if you want to screenshot it or read it. Okay. Pride. You may be acting out of arrogance and vanity. Humility is the key. Take some time during the day to relax. Lie down if possible and look carefully at this card. How does it make you feel? How do you relate to it? Ask yourself, where am I attached to a false sense of who I am? Where have I overestimated my abilities or charged ahead? unprepared for the challenges I face. Where in the past has a sense of pride led me to a fall. No, it says fall. Instead of taking this personally, now is your opportunity to feel and express your willingness to release any pride that has held you back, and in doing so, become more teachable. If you've hurt other people, consider apologizing and being more thoughtful. Yeah, taking accountability. I like it. We all can work on that, for sure. Sadness. It's easy to swallow your sadness and hide behind a fake smile. Yet, sadness can open the door to your heart and help you access compassion. Relax your body. Place your hands on your heart. Ask yourself, where am I holding on to feelings of loss, grief, and sadness? Have you frozen your tears and cut yourself off from your feelings because you're afraid to face a person or a situation? Put on some music or a song that touches you and imagine taking off the layers of protection from your heart. Then rub your hands together for 30 seconds. Place your hands next to each other palms inwards, and imagine holding a bright yellow ball of light in between your palms. Place your hands on your heart and allow the yellow light to dissolve any iciness from your heart. Wow. Okay, I didn't do this for the last one, but I'm going to do it. Sadness. This is the pride. This was the pride one. You probably can't even see it because my camera's so... Anyway, we won't even talk about that because I already said I had problems with my iPhone and everything else. Whatever. So, anyway, thank you so very much for hanging out with me. Let's do it again. Yeah, I'll probably do... I'm not even going to say what I'm going to do because I really just do things off the cuff. I really do things sporadically and spontaneously. That is because I'm a Sag rising, okay? I can't help it. And I'm trying to be more consistent. So bear with me. I'm working on it. And I really, really, really appreciate it if you've hung out and watched this video and look at all my other videos. If you feel like looking at nature, I love birds, I love animals. I'm I guess a weirdo when it comes to stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely do some prompt stuff about pride and sadness because I think I gotta work on those things. I definitely just want to say, hope you're doing okay. Hope you have a beautiful weekend and full moon, and I will see you soon. Take care.